Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. My name is Olakunle Kasumu, and it's great to be on the show. We're going back or down memory lane today, but we're not just going down memory lane. We are bringing back our guest who was with us 8 years ago. CM Okonkwo, that's her pen name, but we prefer to call her Chioma. Chioma was young then. She just came out of her NYSC program after having done her master's degree program in France. And she wowed us because she had just written about 5 books then. She was talking about her latest book, 21 Days, back then when we had that interview about 8 years ago. But we were fascinated. The idea of a young Nigerian lady just out of school having written 5 books. Wow. Impressive. Well, we spoke to Chioma then at Pataba Bookshop. That was where we had that interview back then. And it was quite an interesting, engaging session we had with her. So, recently we went looking for Chioma. What has been happening to Chioma? Where has she been? And how has life been for her? And what a time she's had the last 8 years. But Chioma is back with us today to talk about some of the things she discussed 8 years ago and what has been happening to her in the last 8 years. And believe it or not, she's up to 36 books now. 36. Incredible. Well, Chioma joins us today to go down memory lane and also talk about what she's been doing and what the future holds for her. Enjoy this.
Chioma Okonkwo is a French-speaking award-winning Nigerian author. Okonkwo has self-published 36 books across various genres, including prose, poetry, and drama. Some of her works have won several prizes, including the Africa Book Club Short Story Competition, Wattpad Short Story Contest, and her works have also been shortlisted for awards including 50 Best Indie Books, Karamu Writers Prize, the African Writers Award, Canopus Awards, and Afritondo Short Story Award. Okonkwo is an active member of the International Thriller Writers, PEN Nigeria, and the Association of Nigerian Authors, where she was the secretary of the Lagos chapter from 2020 to 2022.
Chioma, it's great to have you on Channel's Book Club again. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It's been 8 years since the last interview I had, and I'm very happy to be back here.
8 long years. Wow. Really good to see you. Really good to see you.
Same here.
What's been happening to you in 8 years?
Wow, a lot. So by then I was writing my 8th book. I just published my 8th book. And now 27 more has come since then.
Incredible.
I've been married. I have a kid. So yes, a lot has been happening since then.
That's a lot. You need not say more. That's already a lot. Oh yeah, 8 years ago you were just out of school. You had just returned from France. After doing your master's, then you did your NYSC. I just finished doing your NYSC, if I recall very well.
Yes.
Great. Now you're married with a kid. Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And you have, with the number of books you've written now, your total, you've got how many now? 30, 36?
36, yes. So as of last year, I had 35. And this year, one has come again. One has been born. This time a play. I have 36 books now.
There's no other way to describe prolific. That's prolific. Are they all okay? So the last one is a play, but the other 35 are they novels?
Okay, so not all. One of my writing goals, I think I mentioned it sometime during our first interview, that I wanted to write in all the different branches. So prose, poetry, and drama. So I have written poetry as well. A novel in verse, first of its kind, titled Road to Rapture. So it's like a story. So you start from the first poem up until the last. So you cannot understand the second one until you read the first. So that's how the story goes up until the end. So I have prose, poetry, and drama now.
Interesting.
I also have nonfiction as well.
Oh, you have a nonfiction title or titles?
Yes. Two. So the first is a guide to writing, how to write a book in under 2 weeks. Tested, trusted. And the second is a book of quotes. So during the pandemic, I was inspired a lot by a lot of things that was happening around. So I wrote a book of quotes to encourage people, workers, the unemployed, those who had lost people, loved ones, those who have been left behind. So there was loads of inspiration. So I wrote a book of 100 quotes.
Interesting. Well, Chioma, you've been doing a lot. Well done. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Not too many people in this world write up to 36 books. It's amazing. Are all your books published? Are they all out?
Yes, they're all out.
So on Amazon and all the other online stores and physical stores,
yes, exactly.
One is likely to stumble on one of your titles.
Yes, exactly.
Remember when we met? By the way, let's show a little bit of that interview you and I had about 8 years ago. Laugh at yourself a little bit and laugh at me more, because people tell me now that I was a different human being then. Okay, so let's play back a little bit. Then I've got a few questions to ask you to catch up. This is more or less like a catch-up interview. Okay.
Catch-up session.
All right. Okay. Let's watch a bit of this.
Wow, I can't wait to see.
You are picking on genres that are not very common in Nigeria. You don't find so many Nigerian writers focused on thriller, suspense, action.
Okay.
Is that correct?
It's correct.
That's my observation.
Yes, it is actually. I'm trying to change the norm, sort of, because you hear people saying, is it a Nigerian book? And to me, Nigerian is not a genre. Nigerian author, but writes different genres. So I want people to be open to other things and not just the same kind of setting, same kind of people, the same kind of stories. So crime, thriller, suspense books by a Nigerian author should be welcome as well. So I think authors should be versatile, sort of, and not just limit themselves to a particular kind of story just for the Nigerian audience.
Now, how was that, Chioma?
Wow, I was a lot different. That was a long time ago. Really. Apart from the hair, that has not really changed. Every other thing is different. Wow. Wow.
I'm not going to ask you about me because you must be shocked by how I look now.
Yes, I am actually. Totally different.
Great. So then you liked to write about thrillers, mystery, action, suspense. Has that changed?
No, it hasn't. So I have created this fantastic detective. He's called Inspector Tunde Osborne. He's named after my son, Babatunde Jamie. So his name is Babatunde Jamie Osborne. So fantastic detective in Lagos. So the first full-length novel that he's featured in was released about 2 years ago. It was longlisted for Quorum Prize. So it's going to be a series of standalones, action books. So I'm still well into that action detective. I love writing those genres, and I'm not going to stop writing them.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think for now I have about 10 of them. So 2 have been completed, unpublished, and then I have some that has already passed through the plotting stage, so plotting and research. 2 of them, I'm going to start writing them this year. So I have about 10 in the works.
Mm.
I want the world to meet Detective Osborne.
So you have a central character that runs through all of them.
Yes, exactly. And he also features in other books, not in the series. I might have a short story. I wrote this series of short stories for a contest. So it won the contest, and I developed it into 3 parts. So the detective featured in them is a totally different series. But when I needed an officer to be in that, I remembered, Inspector Osborne, it's a character that I really want to develop. So I brought him into this series. So I've used him in other, short stories and novellas and novels as well. So I just bring him into feature, and then he goes up. But that's not his main. That's not his home. But it's someone I really want to develop.
Okay. I'm going to remind you of something you said back then. I'm going to play that right now. Something you said back then, and that will be the basis of my next question. Let's watch this.
Okay. All right.
Talking about promoting the reading culture, was mentioned now. Are you encouraged by how people have Nigerians particularly, have responded to your books, especially young people? You just finished camp, NYC. Did you see a lot of them excited about your books, for example?
The few people that knew about the book were very excited. One, for the fact that they're part of the book, from the same batch as I am, so they're happy that they have something to take back with them. But the reading culture in Nigeria, I know that it's very low. I did that research before I came back, and I wanted to use this book to promote reading culture in Nigeria, and also promote this reading campaign that is 21 minutes.
21 minutes.
Minutes, exactly.
What does that mean?
It just means that every day you should dedicate 21 minutes to reading for fun, and not just for academics. So you take a fun novel, any genre, and then you read 21 minutes every day, and then you see how you progress, and naturally you start reading more.
That's fascinating. 21 minutes.
Just 21 minutes a day.
But do that every
day.
So there you are, Chioma. In that clip, you said you were a bit concerned about the reading culture, and you had this idea of that novel. Then 21 days. You had this idea of having this 21-day program for readers, for people to. So how far with that now? Over the years, has
that's the 21 minutes.
Yes, 21
minutes
yes.
reading. Yes.
Yes.
So 21 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
I tried to encourage readers. It was a campaign. I know I didn't really go too far with it in terms of, campaign out there, but I tried to encourage readers, because the first thing they do in book fairs, when they see 21 days, this bulky book, they keep saying, this book, are we going to finish this book ever in this lifetime? And I'll say just 21 minutes a day, and one day you surely finish it. So the thing is, watching this now, it has reminded me that I still have a lot of work to do. So there was so much energy back then. I was pushing 21 minutes, and somewhere along the line, I started writing a lot. Writing, that I did not really focus on that campaign again. I thought, honestly, that I was going to take a break after 21 days. Just market the book, go for events, reading, engagements. But I saw myself writing. I had too many ideas, inspiration from here. So I would write like 5 to 6 books in a year. And then short stories, novellas. The ideas didn't just stop coming. So I continued writing. So I let that part, on my own part, I let it sleep. I shouldn't have. I think it was a brilliant campaign. Watching it now just reminded me that there was a lot of work to be done. And it now feels like I'd abandoned it, but there was just a lot to write at that time. I was so excited. All the ideas were coming, and I didn't want to not that I didn't want to, I couldn't. You know how you try to just block your
Yeah.
mind and say that,
Yes, yes,
exactly,
yes.
I'll not write today. Every year I say to myself that this time I'll take a break. And next thing you know, 5 books are out.
I wish you all the best, Chioma.
Thank you.
You've come a long way. 10 years ago, the first of all your books is titled 11th Hour, if I remember very well. Is that correct?
Yes, the 11. Yes, you're
The-
correct. Wow.
The 11th Hour. So it's been 10 years. It's been 10 years. And congratulations, Chioma. I'm wishing you all the best.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much.
we will get you to share some of those writing tips with our viewers out there who will also want to write. I mean, if it's just one novel somebody out there writes all his lifetime, he might be as happy as you are by the time it's all over. Well, thank you, Chioma, for joining us on Channels Book Club. Great to have you here again after 8 years, and congratulations on all the progress you've made.
Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be back here again. And I look forward to the tips, the sessions I will be having with all our viewers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And coincidentally, as you know, it's 10 years on Channels Book Club too. So I think we're both hitting,
Ooh.
I mean, you and the show, we are hitting the decade together.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And you have done so well. You know, this platform, I'm just going to say it out there. This platform, you know, the first time that I had the interview, the session on 21 days, a lot of viewers saw it in the UK. They reached out to me. I was so happy, you know, so congrats.
Great,
It's an amazing platform for writers, for authors, you know, and I'm sure that you'll do very, you know, much more.
Thank you very
for
much.
us.
Thank you, Chioma. Thank you, and thank you for joining us on Channels Book Club. See you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Bye.